Hello students, welcome to the class of commerce. Yesterday we started chapter number 2 of ISC class 12th, that is fixed and working capital. In this class we are going to start the new topic of the same chapter, which are meaning of fixed capital, factors affecting fixed capital, meaning of working capital and factors affecting working capital. So these four topics we are going to start today in our lecture. Fixed capital. What do you mean by fixed capital? The amount of capital which is introduced in the acquisition of fixed asset is termed as fixed capital. It is also termed as block capital. See, it is very important for every business to have a fixed asset because fixed assets are used to generate revenue. Either the business is sole proprietorship, partnership, or a joint stock company. Everyone needs a fixed assets, and with the help of this, they generate revenue. Sir, please tell me with example. Okay. See students, even a small vendor or even a hawker carries his goods on carts, isn't it? They are shopkeepers are keeping their goods in the shop, so that shop is what? Fixed asset, isn't it? So every business have fixed assets and which is used to generate revenue. Like big industries have machineries, so machineries are used for production purpose, and through production only the revenue will take place. So I think my point is clear to you. When your capital is invested in the business for the purchase of fixed assets, that means which are solely for the purpose of acquiring fixed assets, that is termed as fixed capital. I hope this point is clear to you. If not, I'll explain you with the help of example. See, you invested 50 lakh as capital in your business. No, now what you do of that 50 lakh? Sir, you purchase land, building, machinery. Okay, for that purpose, you utilize your capital, okay, in the purchase of fixed assets. For an example, land and building. So this 40 lakh will be termed as fixed capital because your 50 lakh, out of that 50 lakh, 40 lakh is used for the acquiring of fixed assets. Now out of that 10 lakh you can purchase raw material, you can pay salaries to your staff. So what that 10 lakh rupees meant, that is used in your day to day expense, and hence that 10 lakh will be termed as working capital. Now I hope this is clear to you how I bifurcated this 50 lakh into 40 lakh and 10 lakh. तो ये 40 लाख का तो यूज हुआ फिक्स एसेट्स खरीदने में, और 10 लाख रुपए एक्सपेंड किए हमने रॉ मटेरियल परचेज करने के लिए, फॉर पेइंग सैलरी टू द स्टाफ एंड सो ऑन. सो जो डे टू डे एक्सपेंस के लिए यूज होता है पैसा, दैट इज टर्म एज वर्किंग कैपिटल, एंड द कैपिटल विच इज इंट्रोड्यूस इन द बिजनेस फॉर अ लॉन्गर पीरियड ऑफ टाइम, दैट इज टर्म्ड एज फिक्स कैपिटल. Fixed capital are not meant for resale. That means if you have building and you are not going to sell that building for earning profit, isn't it? Until and unless your business is real estate business. Because shopkeeper, if sells his shop, then where he will conduct the business. I hope this explanation is clear to all the students. So this is the meaning of fixed capital. As on your screen you can see the meaning of fixed capital on your screen. I hope my explanation is clear to you. You have to refer your textbook. Now what are the factors affecting fixed capital or requirement of fixed capital? Depends on various factor. What are those factors? We are going to study in detail now. First one is nature of business. What business you are in? If you are a manufacturing firm, then you require more fixed capital, because manufacturing requires machineries, buildings, so a huge amount is invested in the purchase of fixed assets. Same way, heavy industry requires more fixed capital as compared to commodity, day to day commodities such as toothpaste, soap, and so on. Then the second point is size of the business. If you are having large size business, for an example, Tata Steel, Tisco is a very big steel industry. It requires huge working capital as compared to any sugar industry. You can take example of Dwarikesh Sugar, which is nearby to your native place. So as big the business is, more fixed capital is required in such business as compared to small size businesses. Then the third point is nature of product. What product you are manufacturing, or in what product you are dealing. See, I have told you in first example, like heavy industries, capital goods require more working capital. So if you are manufacturing capital goods, then you require more fixed capital as compared to the products which are used in day to day purposes. Day to day purposes, you know, hair oil, shampoos, soaps, detergents, and so on. They require less fixed capital as compared to capital goods. Then method of production. Which method you are using in production? Like production can be with the help of machines, that is known as capital intensive method, and it can also be with the help of labors, manual, so it requires less fixed capital. So if machines are doing work, they are doing production, then fixed capital requirement will be more. And if the same work are done through hands, through man, it requires less less fixed capital. Then the fifth point is diversity of product lines. See, a manufacturing firm may have a diversified product. Diversified means one company and multiple products. For an example, again I will take sugar industry, because this industry is native to your residence. So sugar industry, now if you are only manufacturing sugar cubes, then it is single line. But you are using the liquid waste for molasses for extraction of alcohol, or you are generating electricity with the help of the raw material, so the products are diversified. Industry is one, but the product at the same time are diversified. So if you have more products line, then it will result in requirement of more fixed capital as to single product line. I hope this point is clear to you. Now the last point, mode of acquiring fixed assets. How you are acquiring your fixed assets? Either you are purchasing the fixed assets, then you require more fixed capital. You can at the same time hire it, or you can take on lease. Are you getting my point? So that will result in lower requirement of fixed capital. If you want to purchase it, then more fixed capital will be required. Otherwise, less working capital will be required. For an example, if you want to go to Delhi, now you can hire a taxi, or you can purchase a car. So which will be more expensive? Yes, purchase of new car. So more fixed capital will be required in that case. I hope these points are clear to you. Now we are going to move on the next topic, that is meaning of working capital. What do you mean by working capital? Working capital is a capital which is introduced in the business for meeting the day-to-day expenses or cost of operation. Sir, what does that means? See, as I told you that capital you introduce in the business can be used for any of the purposes, either for purchasing fixed assets or meeting day-to-day expenses. Just now I told you na 50 lakh example, that one. That one, correct. Is this point clear to you? Now this capital is also known as circulating capital because it is always circulating. How, sir? I'll just show you with the help of example. See on your screen working capital cycle. First of all, what you used to do, you purchase raw material. That raw material is converted into working progress. They are being used in as working progress, and then from working progress they are converted into finished goods. Out of that finished goods, you receive the money or you have your debtors. Then that cash is used to pay to the suppliers. You can see on your screen, mobile screen. See, with the help of cash you purchase raw material. That raw material is converted into finished goods, and from that finished goods you get the, then you sell that, revenue generated, and then it is reused in the business for the purchase of raw material, and this cycle goes on. So this is known as working capital cycle. I hope this is clear to you. Okay, sir. This is also termed as current asset minus current liability. Current assets minus current liability. So two types of working capital are there, that is gross working capital and net working capital. Now, what are the factors affecting working capital? The following are the factors of working capital determining working capital requirement of a business. First point is nature of business. Manufacturing firms require more working capital to keep up their inventories and finished goods as compared to the public utilities, which requires less amount of working capital because they need not to maintain the raw materials. Then size of business. If the size of business is comparatively big, then it requires more working capital for making the expenses as compared to small businesses. Then the third point is manufacturing cycle. What is manufacturing cycle? The period of conversion of raw material into finished goods. Now certain finished goods are, and then selling those finished goods in the market and getting the cash. See, if the time between manufacturing and use of raw material, conversion into finished goods is more, then you require more working capital. For an example, now sugar industries, and you take example of other industries like textile industry. So textile industry takes more time in conversion of raw material into finished goods and then selling, but the sugar industries are taking less time in the conversion of raw material to finished product. Then rapidity of turnover, how quickly you are reselling your goods in the market and recovering cash from them. If your rapidity is high, then you will require less working capital as compared to low rate of turnover. The terms of credit policy, how you are purchasing and selling goods. For an example, if you are purchasing raw material on credit basis and selling them on cash basis, then you require less working capital as compared if you are selling on credit basis and making payment on cash basis. I hope this point is clear to you. Then terms of purchases and sales, how you purchasing your goods. Okay, what is your credit policy? That means if you are liberal, then you requires more working capital, and if you are having tight restricted credit policy, then you require less working capital. And the last point is goodwill of the business. If you have a good reputation in the eyes of your customers, in the eyes of your investor, then you require lesser working capital because you have credit worthiness. I hope this point is clear to you. You have to refer your text, read your text, and ask doubts. Okay, students? Bye bye.